All right, if you're a caregiver here in Washington State, you already know the drill. Securing a preschool spot can honestly feel like a full-time job. It is stressful, it's confusing, and it eats up so much of your time. But hey, that's exactly why we're here today. We're going to break down these guidelines and give you a super clear, structured path forward.
So you're probably asking yourself the million-dollar question. Does my kid actually qualify for pre-K in Washington State? Well, the truth is, Washington doesn't have just one single, universal rule for every child. I know, that sounds incredibly frustrating. But here's the good news. While there isn't one magic rule, there absolutely is a clear roadmap to finding out exactly where you stand. And we're going to walk through it together.
To get you those answers, here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. What is Washington Pre-K? 2. The basic age requirement. 3. Income and alternative eligibility. 4. Navigating waitlists and priorities. And finally, 5. Applying and next steps.
All right, jumping into Section 1. What is Washington Pre-K? Let's talk about ECEAP.
When we talk about state-funded pre-K here in Washington, we're really talking about ECEAP. That stands for the Early Childhood Education and Assistance Program, and it's designed specifically for 3- and 4-year-olds who are furthest from opportunity. But listen, here's what you really need to take away from this. ECEAP is not just a simple drop-off classroom. Not at all. It's a comprehensive, holistic support system. Sure, they provide early education, but they also coordinate heavy family engagement, mental health support, and even nutrition. It's really about getting the whole family ready for kindergarten.
Moving right along to Section 2, the basic age requirement. Let's start with age.
The absolute first gate you've got to pass through is age, specifically kids who are 3 and 4 years old. ECEAP is purpose-built for this core age group. But hey, here's a quick pro tip for you. Always check with your local provider on their exact birthday cutoffs. Because let's face it, toddlers do not care about bureaucratic fiscal years. So verify exactly how your specific district measures enrollment age.
Okay, Section 3, Income and Alternative Eligibility. Let's look at the pathways in.
So Washington primarily uses what's called State Median Income, or SMI, to figure out financial eligibility. Looking at the 2026 figures, you'll see a pretty distinct difference based on family type. For non-tribal families, the limit caps at 36% of the state median income. But for tribal families, that eligibility extends all the way up to 100% of the SMI. This tiered approach is a direct reflection of the state making a targeted effort to reach specific communities and knock down barriers. To put that into real-world perspective, $50,152. That is the absolute maximum 2026 income for a non-tribal family of 4 to meet that 36% SMI threshold. By comparison, a tribal family of 4 hitting that 100% mark would max out at $139,313. Now, a quick reminder here, and this is absolutely crucial, these figures are updated by the state, so income thresholds do change. Never rely on old numbers from previous years. Always check the current chart. Oh, and keep in mind, the state actually allows some flexibility in how income is counted, especially if you're navigating shared custody. So don't just write yourself off before asking a provider to help you crunch the numbers.
And speaking of not writing yourself off, income is super important, sure, but it is not the only path to eligibility. If your household sits above that income line, your kid might still qualify through alternative barrier-focused factors. We're talking about situations like experiencing homelessness, qualifying for special ed, or having an IEP, or participating in early intervention programs. Things like Head Start, ESIT, which is support for infants and toddlers, or ECLIPS, which focuses on mental health. The state also looks at family or health factors, like involvement in state or tribal welfare or chronic physical or mental health conditions. So you see, you don't always need to meet the lowest income threshold to grab a seat if your child is facing other barriers to school readiness.
Which brings us to Section 4, Navigating Waitlists and Priorities. Let's talk about the enrollment realities.
Actually, before we dive into waitlists, we really need to clear up a super common point of confusion. You'll hear ECEAP and Head Start compared all the time. Now, they can overlap, but they are absolutely not the same thing. ECEAP is state-funded and specifically for our 3- and 4-year-olds. Head Start, on the flip side, is federally funded and serves kids from birth all the way through age 5. Depending on your area and your family situation, your kid might qualify for one, the other, or hey, even both.
Time for a quick reality check, though. Meeting those eligibility requirements does not automatically guarantee you a seat. Space is limited, plain and simple. Washington prioritizes kids based on need, and they heavily favor those who are right on the brink of entering kindergarten. Plus, ECEAP just isn't available in every single neighborhood with the exact same capacity. Some communities literally just have way more demand than they do slots, so even if you are 100% eligible, you might still hit a waitlist. That's why it is incredibly smart to apply early, and always ask your local providers about alternate sites or future openings.
All right, home stretch, Section 5. Applying and next steps. Getting started.
When you're finally ready to reach out to a local provider, you're going to want to have your ducks in a row. They'll typically ask for the standard stuff: income verification like pay stubs or tax info, and proof of your kid's age and your residency. Now, if you're applying through one of those alternative factors we talked about earlier, you'll need the paperwork for that, like proof of homelessness or special ed and IEP records. Gathering all this ahead of time makes the whole shebang so much smoother for both you and the provider.
Let's do a quick recap of everything using a simple rule of 3. Ask yourself these 3 questions to see exactly where you stand. Step 1. Is your child 3 or 4 years old? Step 2. Does your family meet those income guidelines, or maybe one of those alternative qualifying factors? And Step 3. Is there an actual ECEAP or other pre-K seat available near you? If you're nodding yes to all 3, you are in a fantastic position. But hey, if the answer is no to any of them, it is still totally worth asking local providers about community-funded options, integrated district preschools, or Head Start. Washington's system really is designed to try and help you find a path.
So what is your first step today? Well, you've got the knowledge now. You understand the age limits, the income thresholds, and those alternative pathways. The absolute best approach right now is to pull up the Washington Department of Children, Youth, and Families dashboard. Find the contact info for your local provider and just reach out directly. Seriously, don't wait on this. Take that action today. Advocate for your kid and get them on the path to kindergarten readiness. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.